over 7,000-mile journey across the United States that I'm taking with my 3 horses. And we are going to travel across 30 states in the period of 1 year. I headed to Abingdon, Virginia. It got me a bottle of the finished product. There it is. All 3 of my horses are Mustangs. They were all born in the desert. Through this, my 3 horses are going to show the world that Mustangs absolutely are worth adopting, that they absolutely have a place. Out here on the east, they got these black vultures. They call them black-headed buzzards. They are all over the place. All right, guys, we just finished getting on the 5th set of shoes for the trip. So huge thanks to David Riddle for coming out and lending me his tools and giving us a hand with that. But yeah, these guys are set to go. This will be the set that takes us to the Atlantic coast. All right, it is the beginning of week 30, and I'm gonna be headed to Mendota, Virginia today. A big thanks to Jeff Flannery and Kathy Gibbons for hooking me up with the Dungannon Horse Park. That was a fantastic place to stay. Also a big thanks to Jake Harvath for driving the load ahead. We got a long day, we got 25 miles, but we're getting into it now, so yeah. So I've been trying to think about how to explain to you guys what it's like to go horseback across the Appalachians. And right now I'm on an eastward course, and if you know your geography at all, the way that these hills and mountains, whatever, run is kind of more north to south than they do east to west, if that makes sense. So the whole range going up the Atlantic coast, more inland, is big continuous long strips of hills, and they have gaps in between them, and that's where a lot of your roads end up getting built. And yeah, it can make it really tricky because instead of walking in the valleys like you do going north to south, I've got to go over every single one of them and find ways and roads that work, and nothing really connects up. So as far as traveling east to west goes, even though there's a lot of roads, it feels like you go about 10 miles as the crow flies, even though you did a 25-mile day. So the last week or two has felt really, really slow, just because of all the weaving and winding around through these hills we have to do to get over top of them. And I'm hoping that'll change a little bit as I get to North Carolina, and then for the first time in the Year of the Mustang journey, we will be on a northward course, and I'll hopefully be able to stay more in these long valleys in the Appalachian Mountains. So yeah. All right, we were coming into Russell County. Okay, so last night Benny Mullins put me up. He put me out at this backwoods cabin he has on his farm, and he's got property on both sides of the Holston River. Now the river's up so high right now you can't drive a truck across it. It'd be kind of tricky to ride a horse across it. So the horses are at the corrals on the other side at one end of his property. So last night we came in on this swinging bridge walking across, and then they got to park vehicles on both sides of the river to get around, because this is the only way across right now. Okay, today is Wednesday, and I'm headed to Abingdon, Virginia, and I've got Gordon Barker driving the load ahead, so a huge thanks to him. We're going to be going and staying at the Tri-City Livestock Market down there, so huge thanks to Howard Jesse for hooking me up down there too. But yeah, we got kind of a road day for the most part, but it's pretty quiet back roads. It's nice out here. Wasn't us, I swear. Just waiting to cross. Went through Abington. We're gonna go meet up with the Creeper Trail. here in town. Abingdon's got this cool urban pathway trail. It's pretty direct. Wish every town had one of these. Alright guys, he was almost right on my eye level. Right over Denver's head right now. I think it's a rough earth snake. Based on the dirt on him, that's what I would guess. I didn't think they'd get in trees though, so maybe it's something else. I'm not sure. But yeah, pretty cool. Sitting here in a tree on the trail. Found a little alpaca farm off the trail here. Okay guys, I am basically leaving the main town of Abingdon. I'm gonna be headed just over kind of to the east side of Abingdon, kind of over by Osceola. But I'm gonna take the creeper trail all the way there. So this is pretty cool. There's a lot of people out here using this for the middle of a Thursday. So it's pretty cool that they got this trail for the whole town to use. But yeah, huge thanks to Dave and Kim Mason for picking me up last night, driving the load ahead, and also for Howard Jesse for hooking me up at the Tri-City Livestock Market. That's where the horses stayed last night. So yeah. Okay, this is our last big bridge. It's going over the Holston River. All right, those who know me know I love some good grilling and chilling. And so does Turk, but Turk doesn't get any. Okay, we are going through the little historic town of Alvarado, Virginia. All right, guys, I am leaving Abingdon, Virginia. Gonna be passing through Damascus, Virginia today, and then going up to White Top. And I'm on the Virginia Creeper Trail again, so that's pretty nice. It's really beautiful. The downside is because of all the rain, the wooden trestle bridges are really, really slick. And I got to get off on every single one of them and lead them across, just because if I have a horse pull back even a little bit, we're going to be on the boards. So that kind of slows us down, but yeah, it's just kind of is what it is. And frankly, it's still better than being on the road. But huge thanks to Dave and to Kim Nichols for putting me up the last couple of days. We were able to weather out some pretty heavy rain last night with them, and they're also taking the load ahead for me today. So they were a huge help. Well, it is a busy day for the cyclists, let me tell you. There's a ton of them, and it is a Saturday, so that's probably why, but there's people biking all over Damascus. Yeah, we got a bunch of them coming down past us. Luckily, these guys have seen thousands of bikers whiz past them.
Who could find on through all these doors? Touring basement couches and living room floors. On to the next town, to the next show. Cause I went and caught a dream and I can't let go. Been trying to break into some boys club. They got cigars in that dry rub. I love
We've come into Taylor's Valley. Now it's a question of, do we want to do the shorter asphalt way or the longer dirt road way? Well, I got off the creeper trail and decided to go the slightly shorter way for the sake of time, but there's no one on this road, so it's perfect. I think this is a great time to say welcome to the Blue Ridge Mountains. I'm trying to figure out how this thing made the switchbacks to get up here. It must have come from this side because it definitely didn't come up the way I did. Alright guys, I'm here in Green Cove. I'm with Eddie here. And Eddie here collects maple syrup from the maple trees, and he's showing me some of these tanks and some of the process.
As I was telling Jake, we had about 400 taps this year in the trees. We collected 5,000 to 6,000 gallon of water, and that made about 60 gallon of maple syrup. So it was like 80-to-1 ratio. It took 80 gallons of water out of the tree to make 1 gallon of maple.
Okay.
So we'll bring it in what we call to a sap tank, and it's only 1% sugar, 99% water.
Gotcha.
So we can bring in like 1,000 gallon on a good sap run in a day. We'll put it in the sap tank. It runs into my sugar house, goes into what we call reverse osmosis. And what it does, it removes a lot of the water and it concentrates the sugar.
Okay.
So I can bring 1,000 gallon of sap in and turn it into like 250 gallon of concentrate. So I'll go from 1% to maybe 5 or 6%. I can let it recirculate, keep pushing it on up to about 8%.
Yeah.
So that way we cut back on firewood and time. So
how many man hours is that to get that much syrup?
it's hard to actual figure because it's a continuous process.
Yeah.
When we go in and tap the trees in mid-January, the sap will continue to run as long as we get 20s in the nights and 40s in the day. And we'll do that till about the first week in March.
Okay.
If it freezes up for 2 or 3 days, we may not get any water to make any syrup. We'll dump sap in there, 1%. We'll run it into the sugar house. I'll show you reverse osmosis. And it will come out of there as concentrate. We'll go in the head tank. That will feed the evaporator. And then the pure water will go into this tank. It's called permate.
Okay.
And we use that to clean the RO. We hold that in this tank. Eventually this tank will fill up and just run over.
Oh,
and it's just pure maple water is all it is. Huh. But we need 250 gallon to clean the reverse osmosis. We have a smokestack. The one on your right, that's where we burn firewood. And the 2 on your left are steam stacks. They come off the evaporator.
Okay.
This was an old barber shop. We converted it to a sugar house.
Wow, that's cool. Go see inside?
Yeah, this is a scientific process, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed. That's so cool.
Yeah, this is the evaporator. And right now, we have just water with vinegar in it.
Okay.
And it's cleaning the pans.
The vinegar's cleaning it.
Yeah, they're like fermenting and cleaning the pans.
Huh.
This is a flue pan and this is a syrup pan. And
gotcha.
it's all made in here. This is our steam hood. We run a preheater in the steam hood. Back here's the RO I was telling you about. We kept it wrapped up to keep it from freezing. Shouldn't have to worry about that now. But that's the miracle machine right there, the reverse osmosis.
Okay.
And it has membranes or filters on the back. And these pressure pumps squeeze the sugar out of it. Yeah,
gotcha.
They concentrate it through there. And then, like I said, it gravity feeds from the head tank. This here sits down on top of here, and it feeds through the preheater into the float box. The harder it boils, the more it'll let it come in.
Okay.
It'll boil 60 gallon an hour.
Huh.
We can boil 60 gallon of maple sap in there, in here.
Gotcha. So this just is all basically mechanized, that old process
It is,
of changing buckets all day long.
Now
Right.
we have rubber lines on the trees, and they all run in the collection tank. And people used to do it on a big flat pan.
Okay.
They would just keep dumping sap in it, and eventually they would have to finish it off with syrup eventually.
Yeah.
But what we're doing, it's passing through here. It's continuous flow evaporator.
Gotcha.
So it's coming in and going out continuously.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And as it becomes more dense, becomes syrup, it'll work its way through channels in here. It'll work its way through different pockets. The cold, well, not cold sap, but the sap coming in will push the dense syrup through the different compartments of the blue pan and then into the syrup pan.
Okay.
And when it gets up here, it's actually maple syrup. We choose which side we want to draw off of. We run auto draw. I'm actually taking it off right now, but it'll automatically open up at a set temperature when it's syrup.
Gotcha. And you guys are selling this somewhere?
I do, yeah. I
Gotcha.
sell it from here and got some local stores that have it, and it's a niche market where I live.
Right.
Yeah, there's nobody around here does this.
Yeah, that's for
I'm
sure.
the only one in this county, and it's more up north.
More up in
Yeah, Vermont. And up that
New
way.
York, Vermont.
Yeah, New York, Vermont. Vermont's the capital.
Oh yeah, for
Maple
sure.
syrup.
New
It's known
Hampshire.
for that, yeah.
Yep, I knew a girl from New Hampshire that brought some from home. Holy cow, super
Yeah.
good stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll let you try some of ours. And
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
there's a lot going on in here when we got this thing going, and we've had this standing room only. People couldn't hardly get in here. I made wooden benches, and people will be sitting on them. They'll be standing around the walls. Everybody likes to come. You know, and it's a lot of times it's cold outside, but it's warm in here.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it's. I wish it was bigger, but hey, it works, and I'm thankful. Thank the Lord for it. You know.
Good deal.
Yeah. Yeah, it does the job.
That's super cool. Thanks for showing.
Good for you. Yeah.
Well, guys, Ed got me a bottle of the finished product. There it is. Green Cove maple syrup. That's beautiful.
Hope you enjoy it.
Thanks so much. All right, guys, we're riding up the road here. Gonna go touch North Carolina. But these collection tanks that Ed was talking about yesterday running to the sugar house, this is one of the tanks that's piped up to one of these trees up here on the hill, and that's collecting sap to make maple syrup. So that's pretty cool. That's got maple sap in it. All right, guys, so today we're heading up this road. We're gonna go hit the tri-state marker. That's the meeting point between Tennessee, Virginia, and North Carolina. So we're gonna be hitting state number 12. And I got John Walls with me here. What's that horse's name, John?
This horse's name is Dustin.
Gotcha. And you've lived here for your whole life, right?
I have, yeah. Raised on top of the mountain and a farm, about an 80-acre working farm.
Very cool. Gotcha. So you got a lot of memories of riding up this road
I do.
on horseback.
When I was a kid, this was just an old mountain road that you had to have a four-wheel drive to get up it. Winter time, we actually used the horses and sled to get our groceries, whatever we needed to get up here.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's crazy how, you know, not that long ago, even just a number of decades ago, how reliant people still were on horses, you know,
It is, yes.
for day-to-day life. And things have changed quite a bit, but we were talking about how important it is to the American history, especially, you know, out here in the Blue Ridge, right?
It is, yeah. We had the horses when I was a kid, and put up hay, put up tobacco, all of it was done by horses.
Wow, that's cool. That's fantastic. All right, guys, we have made it. That marker in the ground right here, that's the three-state corner. So we are standing in Tennessee, North Carolina, and Virginia right here. Virginia, Tennessee, North Carolina. Welcome to state number 12, North Carolina. All right, well, we've made North Carolina. We're gonna go up to the top of the hill here, get a good look at this view. Apparently we can see all the way around on every side, so go see what's up there. All right, guys, we are coming up on almost 5,000 foot elevation up here. I don't think we've been up this high since we were in New Mexico. It's been a good while. Down there's Mount Rogers behind White Top. That's the highest point in Virginia. That's where we're going tomorrow. That was Tennessee. Down over there looking towards Boone, North Carolina. We're standing in North Carolina up here. It's a pretty cool spot. All right, guys, it is the end of week 30 and we're taking a little rest day here on Sunday. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash that like button and hit subscribe so that you catch all of the videos coming out every week for the Year of the Mustang journey. But yeah, hope to see you in the next one. Until then, adios.